Back when Reebok took over the contract to make NHL jerseys, they entered into this contract with the idea of branding themselves, I guess, as best as they can. So when Reebok first entered the retail market with the NHL, they brought to the table these things. Shameless self promotion, I guess, but we refer to them as jock tags, and it kind of muddies up a jersey whether you're wearing it for fun or you take the collecting a little bit more seriously. This is a nuisance, but the good news is that it can be removed, and quite easily too. So I have a seam ripper, and when we're done, I have a steamer that we're going to get rid of a little bit of the shadowing and hazing that this might have accumulated. But because this is one thread all the way around, I'm going to take my seam ripper and I'm going to go little by little and undo a small part of the thread here. And the nice thing about a seam ripper is that it's fairly accurate and that you're not accidentally going into the fabric of the jersey. So I've taken a few stitches here, and to show you how this whole thing's going to work, I'm literally just giving a slight tug here, and the stitching on this is coming loose. Now I don't want to pull a ton because I want to make sure that I catch the jock tag string instead of the actual jersey itself. But it's so loosely put on that if you take a thread like this and you give a little tug, it gives away a little bit. And then you do that again. And if you find yourself in a snag, I usually go to a new part and start there. And then essentially we're going to go up and around this jersey. Now Reebok did this for the duration of their time in the NHL, but they never made it onto game-worn jerseys. So these were only found on replicas. Thank goodness. That make things awkward. CCM had branding on theirs, but it was on the hemline, and it was actually on the jerseys that the players wore on ice themselves. So I don't consider it that much of a faux pas. But for a collector, like, why am I wearing the size of the shirt on the front of the shirt? Like, why would I go to a store and buy a shirt with the size on the front of it? It seems silly. So what I'm going to do is kind of work my way around here. Toughest part of these is getting into the corner. You don't want to go in there too aggressively. Like I said, sometimes it gets a little stuck, so we'll jump back to the outside here and get ourselves in a fresh start on this corner here. Now Adidas would pick back up with the jock tag idea, and it would become significantly smaller. And you might remember when Adidas first came out, their Aero Ready and Climalite first iteration had those little plastic nubs on the bottom, and those can be easily removed too, and I'll do that in a separate video, probably a little bit shorter than this one. But remember that when you do the seam, you don't want to pull too hard, but giving a slight tug shows you how loosely that these were put on. Now it should be interesting to see, with Adidas coming to an end, what they're going to do with Fanatics, if we're going to get a jock tag that we have to remove. That remains to be seen. Adidas, when they switched over to the prime green, they took the plastic off, obviously, and they put a little piece of paper fabric thing at the hemline of the jersey. For the reverse retro series. That one's a little trickier to get off. I don't necessarily recommend that one just yet. I took one off the other day, and it left a little bit of discoloration behind. But those plastic buttons come off super easy. And as I round the corner here and finish, I'll let you know that the best way to finish this off here is with a little bit of steam, because you're going to see in a second that it leaves a little bit of marking on the jersey. It'll go away, but what we have here, and you can see where the Jock tag is, the remnants of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean this up a little bit. Take these strings out of here. This one came off nice and easy, thank goodness. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a peek on the other side. No strings left over here either. And now I'm going to hit this with a little bit of steam, and we're going to try and get that hazing off a little bit. So, you can buy a portable steamer from Amazon. I got this for 20 bucks. I take it with me on hockey road trips because we usually try and do 3 or 4 games in a matter of 3 or 4 days. So folding, and I'm going to hit the other side here a little bit too, folding the jerseys proves to be a bit wrinkly at times, but this thing has been a lifesaver on some recent hockey road trips. So I'll stop for a second and kind of show you where we're at now. So the fading there is going away significantly. I'm going to hit it one more time with some steam on both sides, and we should be good to go. And again, you can do this on your Reebok jerseys. You can do this on your early iteration of Adidas jerseys. Even Nike, when they were in the game for a little while, they had Jock tags. Those are easily removable as well. So I'm going to give it a little bit of a brush over. And there we are. It's like it never happened. And you can do this with relative ease. Just take your time if you're doing it for the first time. And good luck to you.